Hi, my name is Jake Olemiller, and I'm the pastor of the United Methodist congregation in Albany, Indiana. I finished my degree at Purdue in 2011 in agricultural and biological engineering. I'm a proud alumni of the Wesley Foundation at Purdue. I became connected with the Wesley Foundation in spring of 2010. I was going through a personal and vocational crisis. I had fallen out of love with my major, no longer knew what I wanted to do with my life. I was experiencing some personal heartbreak, and almost out of the blue, I got the sense that God intended for me to become a pastor. The only problem was that I didn't know any pastors, and I didn't go to church. So the one place I thought to start was the Wesley Foundation, where I knew my grandma had been a member when she was at Purdue in 1957. I just stopped in one Sunday at 4:30 to see what would happen. I didn't know a soul. I was greeted by several very friendly students, and more especially by Lana Robin, the first pastor I ever personally knew. Something I appreciate most about Wesley is the warmth that I found there. Purdue is an astonishingly large place with an enormous number of students. It's very easy to feel lost, to feel like it's an inhuman scale of an institution. At Wesley, there's 40 or so people whom you can get to know pretty well and whom you can quickly fall in love with, and they with you. At Wesley, I always felt like there was a place to sit and just be, to listen, to be listened to, and sometimes just a space to think or to be in prayer. I found all those needs met my last year at Purdue when I joined the Wesley Foundation. How has Wesley helped me to become who I am today? Well, after I graduated with my degree in 2011, I knew I didn't want to be an engineer. I'd already been accepted as a seminary student at Garrett Evangelical, but I knew I wasn't ready just yet. So Glenn and Lana graciously provided me with a job as an intern, both at West Lafayette First UMC and at the Wesley Foundation. And what I found there was a safe place to fail. I barely knew the Bible. I knew next to nothing about leadership or running a discussion group or participating in meetings. And I really didn't know much about the rhythm of life for a real life, flesh and blood, pastor or Christian leader. What I found the opportunity to do during that year at Wesley was to go on mission trips, to lead groups, to study scripture with other people who were also seeking the face of Jesus Christ, and just to spend time day in and day out with people who were in the trenches doing the hard work of ministry with college students. Here in Albany, I've been here almost 3 years. I'll wind up in a situation that's emotionally intense or just plain challenging, or where I'm feeling like God is mostly using me for who I am rather than any particular thing I'm good at. I found that so much of ministry simply revolves around how you can be with people, how you are, how you listen, how you just offer companionship. Well, I really didn't learn this in seminary. I didn't pick this up in a classroom. This is what was modeled for me at the Wesley Foundation. For alumni and churches and parents who are in the Wesley Foundation orbit, what I would urge you to do is to consider making a monthly gift to the Wesley Foundation. My wife and I give $30 a month. We plan to consider giving more in the future. What this does is it allows Glenn and Lana to spend more time with students, more time in ministry in a very direct sense. What I hope you would understand is that by making an investment in campus ministry, what you may be doing without knowing it is making an investment in your future pastor, or making an investment in your future trustee board chair, or future lay leader, or future church musician, or future weekend custodian. All these things are so important in the life of a church, and what I realize now is that almost all of those students from Wesley Foundation, even if they don't wind up in called out, set apart, ordained ministry, they're going to wind up living somewhere, maybe in Indiana, maybe around the country, and they're going to invest in the United Methodist congregations near them. I just know it, because that was what anchored them during their college time, during their career at Purdue. So I ask you to please consider making that monthly donation, and start small if you need to. God bless you. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. My My wife is from Lafayette, Indiana, and I plan to live in small towns in Indiana for the rest of my life.